This case is about the defendant, Kimberly Potter. And on April 11th of this year, she betrayed a 20-year-old kid. She pulled out her firearm, she pointed it at his chest, and she shot and killed Daunte Wright. She was the 26-year veteran. She was the officer in charge. And it was her job to show Officer Lucky how it's done. And what did she show him? She showed him how to kill someone.
Don't, you're tensing up, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cramp on your back. Hey, don't.
I'll tase you! I'll tase you! Taser!
Ah, he shot me.
Oh my... I just shot him. Yes! I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my God!
What was the nature of that second call?
He called me to tell me that he has been pulled over. And I asked him, I said, for what? And he said that the police officer said that he had an air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror. So at that time I told him, I said, well, you should take it down. And he said he already did. He sounded nervous, scared. He asked, if he was in trouble. I said, no, you haven't done anything wrong. And he just sounded really nervous. But I reassured him that it would be okay. I called back. It seemed like 100 times, but I believe it was probably maybe 4 or 5 times. And I kept calling, so finally I FaceTimed. She was screaming. And I was like, what's wrong? And she said that they shot him. And she faced the phone towards the driver's seat. And my son was laying there. He was unresponsive, and he looked dead.
I'm gonna get you someone to talk to, okay? But I just can't have you going over there right now, okay?
I just remember hearing just the boom, the bang of the gun, and then I remember just looking up and seeing another white car just coming directly towards us. I remember lifting up my head real quick and just boom, and I can't tell if it was before or after, but I just remember trying to just get him up. I was the only one who had everybody there. I was trying to help him. I didn't know what to do, so I just put my hands over his chest and I just tried to hold it, and I was just trying to scream his name. And I was just trying to have him talk to me, and just kept saying, Daunte, just say something, please, just talk to me. And he just couldn't, I know he tried, I know he wanted to. Because I replay that image in my head daily.
The use of deadly force was not appropriate, and the evidence suggests that a reasonable officer in Officer Potter's position could not have believed that it was proportional to the threat at the time. In other words, the use of force was apparently excessive and inappropriate.
And there have been confusions between tasers and guns.
Several.
Across the country.
Yes.
And in fact, the taser is shaped, at least on a handle basis, like a gun, right?
It is.
When I viewed both camera angles and had all the data in front of me, I saw no violation.
No violation of what?
Of policy, procedure, or law.
What often happens is if you analyze many of these cases, you look at the videos, you interview the officers, what you see is a tipping point.
What do you mean by tipping point?
At some point, a subject resists a command, resists arrest, does something which, if only that thing hadn't been done, the situation may have ended with an arrest or even with a, have a nice day. But for whatever reason, somebody went somewhere, a word was exchanged here, an elbow went there, and a tragic result occurred.
Could you just explain to the jury what's shown in this picture?
Picture of me and Daunte. You see how, I was holding him, see how his arm, we had a close relationship. He was me and my wife's first child. He loved his son.
And you love your son, Daunte, a lot as well.
A lot. I love Daunte. He was loved.
Do you miss him?
I miss him a lot, every day.
The taser is yellow, right?
Yes.
The firearm is black, correct?
Yes.
The taser weighs about half as much as your loaded Glock, right?
I don't know. We were struggling. We were trying to keep him from driving away. It just went chaotic. And then I remember yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," and nothing happened. And then he told me I shot him.
You didn't run down the street and try to save Daunte Wright's life, did you?
No.
You didn't check on the other car that had been hit, did you?
No.
That all happened just down the road from you.
Yes.
And you were focused on what you had done, because you had just killed somebody, right?
I'm sorry it happened. I'm so sorry.
Even if she had used a taser, it would have been inappropriate under the circumstances. Where she could, and ultimately did, disable the driver of a vehicle, and which could, and ultimately did, injure other people. It goes to show that she made a series of bad choices that led to her shooting and killing Daunte Wright.
Within seconds, he all of a sudden breaks away. That's the cause, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. That's what caused this whole incident. If he would have gone and with the officers, been handcuffed, go to the squad car, go take your ride downtown, and it's over. That is called, as the law states, a superseding cause caused the death. She obviously made a mistake. It's called an action error. He explained that. She didn't know she had a gun, so how could she consciously, recklessly handle one?
How is it that Officer Potter threatened to use her taser if Daunte Wright hasn't even started fleeing yet? This is a clear diversion, an attempt to blame Daunte Wright for his own death.
The defendant told you her sons will be home for the holidays. But you know who won't be home for the holidays is Daunte Wright. Daunte Wright's parents, Katie and Aubrey Wright, will have an empty seat at their table this holiday season because the defendant shot and killed him. She drew a deadly weapon. She aimed it. She pointed it at Daunte Wright's chest, and she fired.
Still with us to discuss where we are right now, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Marcia Minot in Atlanta, Georgia, and criminal defense attorney Adam Stone is in Bucyrus, Ohio. Adam, this time first, 16 hours, 23 minutes. They've been at it for almost 2 hours today. They asked Judge Chu, what do we do if we can't agree? What do you think is going on back there? If it were 6-6, do you think by this point they'd be throwing up the white flag? Do you think that there is a split that there's a minority on one end and a majority on the other? What's your take?
Really, there's no way to tell, but I do think there is a split. It's certainly not 6-6. I do think that at this point, if it was 6-6, they would have thrown in the towel and called it a day. I think the most telling question is the question to the judge about asking to actually see the gun and the comparison they're going to probably try and make back in the jury room as to whether you can mistake that taser for the firearm, whether that is reasonable. I think that may be the tipping point for certain jurors. I could certainly see that being For a reasonable juror trying to look at it from all perspectives and give this trial its fair due, I could certainly see that being a major factor in making a decision one way or the other. But you got to give it to these jurors. They're taking this seriously and they're working through this case.
Absolutely. Marcia, anything as the time continues to tick by that is top of mind for you?
Reading the tea leaves, it looks as if the defense is in the victory seat right now. Whether that will change or not, and the holdout on behalf of the defense is going to cave and just be convinced by the other jurors remains to be seen. However, if they're weighing the weapon to try to determine the weight of the weapon, it sounds as if they are leaving their duty, because this individual is not charged with a mens rea of conduct. She's charged with manslaughter, and it doesn't require her to have intended to cause anything. So the fact that they're still deliberating regarding and are asking the judge to have the possession of the weapon so they can determine the weight, because I'm assuming that's what they're going to be doing with the weapon, is good for the defense.
Good for the defense. I would think the opposite, maybe because they're trying to convince one person, look how heavy it is and how different it is. You can't, this couldn't happen. But to your point too, it seems odd. Why does that matter? I mean, both sides seem to agree it was a mistake. They're not arguing that this was intentional and this couldn't have happened that way. We'll wait and see. 16 hours, 26 minutes and counting.